Yes, bro, I'm uploading this footage, bro. You nice, bro.
How are we saving people money?
Well, the same effort we put into our baking
goes into matching prices.
Do it now.
drink in my hand tonight with you. Really wasn't my plan, but either way, we can dance. Oh yeah.
and you see that? You understand? Cause the energy will come to bring. And when we are work, no back to no flick. Cause it's just a vibe thing. You hear that? You see that? You understand? That the energy will come for bring. And when we are work, no back to no fling. Cause it's just a vibe thing. You hear that?
around, bro.
Back on the map, you're in control. So watch out for the ravers, and we'll risk it out. Back on the map, you're in control. Back on the map, you're in control. So watch out for the ravers, and we'll risk it out. So watch out for the ravers, and we'll risk it out. And we'll risk it out. For the ravers, for the ravers. And we'll risk it out. up for the reason.
here believing now you're gone. Something stays within me. And on and on, and on and on, and on and on, and on and on, and on and on.
Special request to DJ brothers, watch out. Crime scene chemistry, all of the speed garage crew, original top cat pass, enjoy the time pass with coming like club. Special request to yo, and God knows all. Well, special request to all the girls from north, south, east, and west. Why everybody look good and know we have God bless. Rock wine.
Just hear me out. Life ain't minimal, it's spiritual. Overall, I am still standing. Touch, but you can't hold the fire. The stars look much brighter. Looking down on us. Overall, I am still standing. The things that divide us, lost of desire. I'm not just too
Donald Trump will be speaking, and some expect him to go either an hour and a half. It could be as long as 2 hours. The way Donald Trump goes at rallies, he has a lot to say, and we're hearing that he has not prepared a substantial, or I should say typical speech, whereas a president usually has speechwriters, teleprompters, and advisors. Apparently Trump has got bullet points. He's got a bit of a script, but you know how Trump goes. He's going to go off the cuff. He's going to speak off script quite a bit. So it could actually be long. Who knows? But we do have big news. The IRS is putting together a plan to lay off up to 45,000 staff. I know. I when I heard that news, I was just like, anybody who doesn't cheer for that, you can't be my friend. You get out of here, because that's weird. Okay. Yes, the IRS doesn't need this many people. Let's do this. This is great news. Now we've got a bunch of crazy news. According to the Daily Mail, Trump is apparently he may propose relinquishing U.S. NATO leadership to other European nations, a move towards the U.S. potentially getting out of NATO. And then with the tariffs in play, things are getting pretty crazy. Ontario's threatens Americans, saying he would cut off their electricity. I mean, that's pretty serious because of these tariffs. And then, of course, we have the Democrat senators producing that scripted cringe video where they all said the exact same thing. You know, you get it. So we'll talk about all of these things. Before we get started, my friends, head over to castbrew.com and buy Cast Brew coffee. We got 2 weeks till Christmas, despite the fact it's been over 2 months since Christmas, but still, Phil Labonte has got some rockin' gingerbread coffee, and he is dressed like Santa Claus. Ian's Graphene Dream is still not in stock, but Appalachian Nights and Rise with Roberto Jr. is, so definitely pick up some Cast Brew coffee. Now, we're not going to have a special episode of the Uncensored show today, but we will have a Green Room episode, which will go up. And, you know, someone reminded me, I can't repeat what was said, but someone reminded me about the Mike Crispy episode we did for the Green Room. So go to rumble.com/TimCastIRL, click playlists. Check out the Green Room with Mike Crispy. It's spicy. It's funny. The world is ending. And uncensored, not so family friendly. So you can check out all of our Rumble Premium content. If you go to Rumble Premium, sign up using promo code TIM10, you get $10 off your annual membership. And don't forget, timcast.com as well. Join the Discord. Go to timcast.com, click Join Us, get active in the Discord server. It's a chat room. Don't just be a passive viewer watching the news and the world pass you by. Get involved, because I know you care because you're watching every day. So when you get involved in the Discord server, you're going to make friends with over 20,000 individuals who are going to share stories, connect with you. You guys will build things, and this will build community. You will get involved. So many people say, what do I do to get started? How do I get involved? Meet people. That's how the Founding Fathers did it. So we're not just setting up the Discord server. We're working on Cast Brew, coffee franchises, physical locations. We're doing the Culture War live in-person show to bring our members from the Discord onto the debate stage, onto the show to decentralize that power structure. So check out timcast.com. Don't forget to smash the like button. Share the show with everyone you know. Joining us tonight to talk about this and watch Trump give his speeches, Rachel Wilson.
Hello. Thanks for having me back. It's good to be here.
Who are you? What do you do?
I am the wife of the venerable and much feared Andrew Wilson, the legend, the handsome legend himself. I also have a book called The Cult Feminism, The Secret History of Women's Liberation, which you can find on Amazon, and I have my own little YouTube channel. It's just my name, Rachel Wilson.
Right on. Thanks for hanging out. We got Raymond hanging out.
I think you're awesome too, Rachel.
Well,
Andrew
thank
as well,
you, Raymond.
of course.
Thank you.
I'm Raymond G, my friends. I am the host of the non-existent show, Blue Collar Cast, so I look forward to hearing Trump speak. Phil.
Hello, everybody. My name is Phil Labonte. I'm the lead singer of the heavy metal band All That Remains. I'm an anti-communist and counter-revolutionary. Let's go.
I'd just like to thank President Trump for everything. I mean, the Doge stuff, it's all great. But particularly today, I'd like to thank him for having his joint address to Congress at 9 p.m. so that we are able to actually cover news stories in the first hour. Otherwise, it would just be us listening to him speak, which is fine. But, you know, now we get to riff a little bit. We got this story from the AP, ladies and gentlemen. This may be some of the best news. The only news that could be better is when they formally announce the layoff of these IRS agents. The IRS is drafting plans to cut as much as half of its 90,000 person workforce, AP sources say. Well, there's the news. When I first heard this, I was watching Fox News. I think it was the 5 or something. And they didn't seem freaked out by this. Like, they weren't excited. I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've heard in a very long time. 45,000 IRS agents to be laid off.
Yeah, and that's great. And all these people that are getting laid off, they had the opportunity to quit and take not a pension, but take severance that would take care of them until September. They all could have just said, "Hey, man, I'm out."
Can they
now?
still?
I don't think so. I think that there was a time limit on it, and so, ouch. Too bad, so sad. I mean,
it's a mix of layoffs, attrition, and incentivized buyouts.
Okay.
So some people may still get paid out. The layoffs are part of the Trump admin's effort to shrink the size of the federal workforce through Doge. You know what I love is that...
I was going to say, yeah.
Republicans have been saying forever the government's too big, but they've never done anything about it.
Nope.
Now Trump is like, we've got a hatchet man, and we're going to fire people.
Not only like your point's great, is well stated, but not only that, but it's also going to change the way that Republicans behave in the future, because now you see that it's not just lip service. That it's not like, oh, I paid lip service, but I don't know what to do, man. We got into office and I can't do anything. Palms up. I'm sorry, and everything's the same as it always has been. Donald Trump has demonstrated that the president has significant authority to make changes in, at the very least, the executive branch. And the executive branch is where a massive portion of the bureaucracy is. All of the cabinet has all, like, the lion's share of all the bureaucracy is the executive branch. Yeah. So Donald Trump has demonstrated that the president had, like, I forget the exact phrase, but Lincoln said something like, I'm the president and I'm clothed with enormous power, or something like that. And it's true. The president has a lot of power. And I think that we're going to see the Supreme Court actually rule on that, because there's people that are taking the firings and stuff to, they're trying to use the courts to prevent the president. And that's exactly what needs to happen. These things need to get in front of the Supreme Court. And I think that it's highly likely that the Supreme Court is going to say, no, in Article 2, the powers that are vested in the president are not vested in a bureaucracy. The president has the ultimate authority to fire people. If you don't like that, that is too bad. You can work to change the Constitution, get out there and get an amendment. But until you do that, the president has the authority to fire people. The executive, the office of the executive actually must do what the president says.
Look at how the AP ends the article. The federal tax collector employs roughly 90,000 workers total across the United States. According to the latest IRS data, people of color make up 56% of the IRS workforce, and women represent 65%. Okay, so what I'm going to say right now is DEI has failed.
Fire them.
When you are not reaching parity, that's what they say. The woke say the percentage in a workforce should represent the percentage in the community.
Right.
So if 56% are people of color, that would indicate racism, and if 65% are women, sexism.
Exactly.
So apparently the DEI has not been working.
Also, I want to know, why don't we have DEI for dirty, dangerous, and difficult stuff? Like, why isn't anybody fighting for equality in, like, trash collection or sewer treatment, or, the guys that have to do the power line stuff?
I want women cleaning sewers.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we need blue-collar women.
Women of color need to be out there.
We need to get women of color cleaning sewers.
Exactly.
And working on
for
oil
equality, because we love them.
It is so frustrating. That's a great point.
I mean, those jobs pay well.
They do.
Like, I'm totally happy. It's, in all seriousness,
a longshore woman, forget about it.
If there is a woman of color who wants to work on an oil rig and make $120K a year in a dangerous job, but she can do it, like, let's get that going. Yeah. Like, those jobs should be available, but for some reason, we're not seeing the interest. Why is that? Is it because we're not adequately advocating for these women to go work these dangerous jobs?
Because they lie and they're preaching and they're just, all their words are fake and empty.
Everybody knows why. It's because these jobs are hard and dangerous.
Exactly.
And it's because those people no one wants to go and do the hard, dangerous jobs.
Right.
They want to get the cushy, easy jobs, and they want to sit there and complain and tell you that you're a bad person because they didn't get them. It is exhausting.
They call this air conditioner feminism.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Yeah, the idea, I can't remember who coined the phrase. The idea was women are fighting for jobs where they get to be in air-conditioned, comfortable environments.
Yes.
And they never are fighting for working on oil rigs or in sewers.
And then they're going to bitch because you put the air conditioning on too high.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing, because, like...
That's true.
You're right.
It's
too cold in here.
But the reason why it's cold is not because people hate women. It's because men can't take their clothes off.
Yeah.
So if it's hot in an office, guys in suits are all drenched in sweat. So they say, we got to lower the temperature. And then women are like, but I'm cold, so put a sweater on. And then they're like, that's not fair. Why should we have to do that? Because men can't take their clothes off.
You ever have to be in an office for some reason? You're like in HR or something, and the woman there has like a space heater under her desk and a space heater on top of her desk, and she's got they have blankets.
Yeah, they
I go
love
into my doctor's office, and the office ladies have blankets. I'm like, you're bringing your blankie to work now?
I'm fine with it. I mean, the space heaters are expensive. right?
Yeah.
But I'm fine with a woman having a sweater or a blanket. I'm not okay
Sweater,
with...
sure. Like, maybe just dress yourself.
I think blanket's fine. Like, if the office is cold, it makes more sense that a woman puts a blanket on than all of the men have to strip down to their shorts.
Agreed.
That's insane. But one woman puts one blanket on, or 30 guys take off all their clothes. You can have the blanket.
Personally, I want them uncomfortable.
I'm sure you do, but I think this is great in the aspect of the fact that Republicans aren't sitting on their hands right now. They're known for writing strong worded letters and sitting on their hands, and now they're just going to go ahead. Doge is going to fire half of them. Or at least let them go.
To be fair, Republicans still send their hands. Trump and MAGA are very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aren't there still some
Thank you for the
Republicans who are upset about this too? Like they really don't want the wrecking ball taken to the deep state?
The Bill Crystals of the world.
Well, I don't know.
He's a liberal now.
Yeah.
Oh, has he changed parties?
He posted in support of trans rights.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's
Yeah.
worse.
So it's an interesting... Maybe we can talk about it in a little bit.
King of the swamp,
He's the-
in
he
my
is.
opinion.
It was a really interesting point. I think Chris Rufo made it that... Was it Chris Rufo? Let me make sure I'm attributing this properly, because I retweeted it. Basically, that tons of these anti-Trump personalities said that they were taking this stance based on... it was Chris Rufo, who said, "I find it fascinating that so many of the never-Trump intellectuals initially opposed him on the ground of conservative principles, but gradually and without explanation changed all of their principles so they now oppose him on purely progressive grounds." And it's a reference to Bill Kristol saying, "Stand with trans Americans. You don't have to understand everything about the transgender experience to know that Trump's acts of humiliation and dehumanization are unjust and dangerous." The interesting thing about Kristol and others was that they had actually tweeted quite a bit against LGBTQ groups only a few years ago. Mm-hmm. But now they're just literally orange man bad, so we support anything the progressives are pushing.
It's disgusting.
I think it's a risk.
Hypocritical.
I think it's one of the risks of having a form of governance that's based on like dialectical tension as well. This is why kind of like the Republican and Democrat Party at the turn of the century also kind of flipped and flopped on some things. Because if you exist purely to oppose the other side, then if the other side does because Trump was really more like a 90s liberal. He was never
100%.
some staunch conservative.
The whole all of the MAGA people that are in the office of or in the executive branch now, they're all former Democrats.
Yeah.
Tulsi, RFK, Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea that there are some kind of really far-right
Could have been in the Bill
conservatives.
Clinton administration.
There's no truth to that. No truth to it. It's the left has moved so incredibly far. We live in, and I keep saying this regularly, we live in a leftist milieu so badly now. We are so steeped in it that something even marginally right of center seems to the left as far-right extremism.
But I don't think it's fair to say left anymore.
Yeah.
It's more so where we are, which I would describe as like fairly center with some liberal leaning, fairly liberal in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
This is the I see a problem, I want fixed party, and the Democrats are the I hate you party.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you can come out and the Hassan thing is a really good example. I tweeted that Hassan got suspended, not banned, and then he tweeted Tim Pool defends Rick Scott, and I'm like, okay, I didn't. But the point is, well, sure, but the point was, their opposition to us is not rooted in fact. It is not rooted in policy. It is rooted in you are bad. That's it. Yep. So fascist, Nazi, they just literally mean bad guy. You are bad guy.
And bad is just opposed to them because they can do absolutely mendacious, horrible things. He will celebrate that he was celebrating terrorists. He was celebrating Luigi Mangione murdering a man who done nothing wrong other than be the CEO of a business, right? He's the CEO of a healthcare company. I'm sure the way our healthcare or not healthcare company, health insurance company, but ensure the way that our healthcare industry and the insurance that goes along with it, it's a complete pigsty and it's a mess. I agree, but that doesn't make it okay to just murder people because this guy doesn't like it. But people like Hassan, the far left, they will celebrate that because they are just absolutely bad people.
Yeah, Tim's right. It really doesn't have anything to do with leftism per se. It's more just like they will bite any bullet as long as it's against you.
Ukraine. John Oliver did a Last Week Tonight on Ukraine, and for the life of me, this is the craziest thing imaginable. It's one thing to say, I know some friends of mine are trans, and I'm concerned about the things they're going through, and that's an emotional experience, and I'm like, okay, let's have the argument over science and the issue, blah, blah, blah. Morality, fine. Ukraine makes no sense. There is not a single argument that Democrats can present, or that they have present, other than, what was it, the Budapest Agreement, where they're like, well, 30 years ago we said that we would defend Ukraine if Russia invaded, and we also promised that we wouldn't expand NATO, but then we did, neither of which were approved by Congress, but that means now we have to fight. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to pause you right there. Sure, we promised Ukraine would defend them. That is not a reason to defend them. Like, I'm saying, like, what is the logical mathematic function of defending Ukraine? What is gained from it? What is the end result? Why should we do it? We said we would. No. Saying I said I would do it does not mean you should. Imagine this. 30 years ago, there's this cliff overlooking a beautiful lake. And you say, I'll tell you what, if at any time, someone cuts that tree down, I will be here and I will cliff dive off this thing. And then you show up 30 years later and the lake is barren. It's rocks now, and they go, jump. And you go, well, I can't do it now.
Yeah.
And they're like, you said you would. That's not a reason to do it. The circumstances have dramatically changed. And the argument that 30 years ago we said we'd do it, and it's like, yeah, okay, everything's completely different now. That's not a reason. If you come to me and say, we're going to get mineral rights, we're going to secure Ukraine, we're going to get access to Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant or whatever, I'd be like, oh, okay, the U.S. trying to do a thing. No, they're just like, we have no reasons. We like Zelensky and Trump is bad. Oh, okay, well, it's not a reason to be in a war.
I don't know if they even like Zelensky. They just hate Trump. They get mad. They don't. Because he was, we all know this is a fact. Ukraine has been terrible and has been corrupt for thousands of years, for hundreds of thousands of years, and it's been in every article written. And then all of a sudden, just because Trump's like, you know what, you're my favorite person in the world, and they're going to back him.
Ukraine's good. Putin. You know that Kiev was the capital of Russia?
I did hear that.
Very long time ago.
Ukrainian Rus are the actual first Russians.
Yep, and then it moved, and Ukraine means borderland. And
good game, video game.
It is, and for the Ukrainians, they don't have the same connection to country as a lot of other people do. Like, I don't want to completely disparage them and say that they don't have any kind of nationalism. Of course, that's not true. But there's a big difference between the Ukrainians and the Russians. I'll give you a simple example. 7 million Ukrainians fled the country. And this is a population, it was a population of like 39 million at the time. So you're looking at a massive portion of the country, 20% fleeing instantly. And large portions refusing to fight and being forced into conscription. It is not a deeply patriotic and nationalistic nation. Most of the people that I spoke with when I was down there, and the sentiment that was conveyed to me, they want to join the EU so they could leave Ukraine and go and work in Europe where they'd make more money. Right. These are not people who are like, the borderlands are our country, we believe in. It's like, okay. The oligarchs who rule the country did it through force. When the Soviet Union collapsed, they went around with guns and just took over properties. So it doesn't have the same nationalist fervor as other countries do.
It's decreased 10 million within the last from 2021 to 2025.
Yep.
10 million.
And I believe 7 million were fled at the start of the war.
6.9 to 8 million, yeah.
Yep, fled at the start of the war. Or because of the war.
And aren't the east portion of Ukraine were Russian? Like they side with the Russians?
They're mostly ethnically and Russian-speaking people in the eastern portion.
As is Crimea, where the Russian naval base is and has been since the Soviet era. So for Russia, when the Soviet Union collapsed, they lost control of Ukraine for the most part, but still maintained these strategic military positions. So they were not going to let NATO come in and bring these people into the EU. Let's jump to this next story, and I will just stress, my friends, the Trump joint presidential address will be starting around 9. We do have the videos queued up to go as soon as it does, but we are grabbing the news in the meantime, so smash that like button, share the show, share it on social media wherever you can, and we'll read this from the Daily Mail. Exclusive! Trump considers relinquishing leadership of NATO and insists UK and France take more responsibility as Starmer plans return to D.C. with Zelensky to present United Front on Peace plan. I mean, this right here, the first paragraph is the news. Donald Trump is considering relinquishing its leadership role, or is considering having the U.S. relinquish its leadership role in NATO, after insisting that European allies take more responsibility for the security of the continent, the Mail can reveal. The U.S. has held its leadership position since the founding of the Defense Alliance in the aftermath of World War II. Since then, the Supreme Allied Commander of Europe has always been a senior U.S. general. But in line with the U.S.'s insistence that European allies take more responsibility for Europe's security, it also expects a British or French general to take up this position. This is massive. Elon Musk advocated for us getting out of NATO.
I have been saying for the longest time, let's get out of NATO, let's get out of the UN. All these post-World War II power structures that have been around for decades. We all know about the corruption. We all know that they don't really do a whole lot except for collect a lot of money and do a lot of corrupt stuff with it. And I think that this whole crony power structure kind of needs to go. Now, what replaces it, who knows? Like, my theory is that this is kind of the old guard post-World War II, like the Zbigniew Brzezinski and all those guys, right, and the Bush family. That's all going away, and it's like looking to me like the technocrats are the ones that are kind of rising up and taking it over. Not sure that that's wholesale good, but if they're going to dismantle the deep state and take out all this nonsense, there's no way that's bad.
I like the idea of the United States not being the, having a leadership role. And as in not being the one that's directing what the UN does. No matter what happens, for the UN to be effective, it is still going to rely on the United States military. There's no question about that. So, do we move to a situation where the UN will decide, we want to go and have troops here and have troops there, and the U.S. will decide maybe we do want to go, maybe we don't want to go? I think that's fine. That doesn't say anything about Article 5. If there's an attack on a NATO country, we're still obligated to defend them. And I think that's okay. But I think that the idea that the United States should have the sovereignty to decide when the U.S. is going to actually use military force and not be, told what they have to do by other countries, I think that's a good thing for the United States. And it doesn't change the fact that the U.S. is still going to spend probably 3 to 4% of our GDP on the military. The U.S. will still make all kinds of weapons and will still sell them to the rest of, allied countries or NATO countries. There will still be a military-industrial complex in the United States. We're not going to just get rid of all these companies. Raytheon's not going to go out of business because they'll still make all those weapons. The United States will still have access to that. And so I don't think that it would be as much of a catastrophe as people on the left or people in the Democrat Party are going to make it out to be.
They can't give you a reason. Honestly, listen, Democrats and liberals, there's probably only the smallest amount who could engage in the sophistry required to explain why we should maintain NATO at current pace.
Yeah.
Global order, the liberal economic order, expansionist policies, one world government, whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
That's an ideological goal. I mean, honestly, if I ask somebody why should we be in NATO, and this like a Krasenstein said, well, we want dominion over the earth, I'd be like, oh, okay. Well, right, I get that. I disagree. I don't think we should do that. Right. So, I oppose that.
It's okay when we do it, Tim.
No, I know. It's funny because I was talking to a liberal friend of mine recently, and they were saying, Russia just does whatever they want. They take whatever they want. They invade whoever they want. And I was like, you're talking about the United States? Like, you're talking about us? That's been my existence in this country. There's been a war every presidency. Trump was the first president not to start one, but he still had several under his belt. Granted, they were given to him, but and he was doing tremendous to stop those wars. It's funny that Trump's attitude now is like, why are we involved in these wars? It's wasting our time and money. And the Democrats are losing their minds.
Yeah, they're like, don't you dare stop the wars. It's like, what? You guys were the ones 20 years ago out protesting George W. Bush and no more wars and everything. But now...
Yeah, but to be fair, when they were protesting George W. Bush, this was my wake-up call moment when I'm a teenager, punk rock music. Remember, what was it? The System of a Down had that song where the music video was all Iraq war protest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What song was it? Do you remember?
It wasn't Chop Suey.
No, it was a big one though. And I was like, man, why are we involved in this war? And so I'm 16, I'm out marching, I'm pissed off, I'm like, what is going on? I'm all angry. And then when Obama came around, he was like, vote for me, and I will expand our Middle Eastern presence. And everybody was like, no, he doesn't mean it. He's going to get our troops out of Iraq. And I was like, isn't he saying he's going to bolster our troops in Afghanistan? And they were like, no, listen, trust me, dude. How old was I, like 20? They were like, it's going to be different with him. He's not some old white guy. He's like, that's what the narrative was. Yeah. They were like, he's not supposed to be here. He's like some guy from Chicago who got lucky. You got to vote for him. And I was like, all right. Okay, well, let's give it a shot, you know? And then within like a few weeks, he bombed a Pakistani village of women and children, or he authorized a drone strike that bombed. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. I went back to all of these anti-war people I knew, and I said, guys, help. Obama's bombing people. And they went, what? Obama's bombing people. We got to protest. Not protest what? Obama, he's bombing people. And they were like,
it's fine.
We don't care about that anymore. We have moved on.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I ain't voting ever again.
Well, and the only thing I do see them still pushing, so like earlier today there was, Piers Morgan had a bunch of people on, Andrew was on there, but other people were on there trying to defend Ukraine, and what they did is something that is a very clear pattern. I have a piece on my Substack I wrote about this called Patterns in Wartime Propaganda. You can go back to before World War I and see this same narrative every time of, we got to fight them over there so we don't have to fight them over here. And they'll expand. It's this expansionist, like, scaremongering of, he's going to take the Balkans, right? And they've done this every single time for over 100 years. It's like, how many times are we going to fall for this?
Real quick. He's going to take the Balkans?
Well, that's what...
Why should I care?
Well, I don't know.
Like, is it going to make my eggs more expensive?
I think the Balkans will not do anything.
Is there Balkanese cheese that I'm going to be left out of or something? Or what's going to happen?
I got to visit the Balkans.
Communism.
Not
I don't
much
know.
going on.
They don't even.
Well, I don't like communism.
They don't even really say.
So I'm listening.
They don't even really say communism anymore. But it's.
I got to be
like,
honest. If they said communism, I'd be more inclined to agree with them.
You'd be like, tell me more.
Yeah, if they were like, Putin is a communist, then I'd be like, really? Prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so concerned. I know Putin was a KGB guy, and there are people that say no, he is actually a communist, and he would like to see the return of the Soviet Union. I don't see that happening. I don't think that he's going to go after any of the NATO countries because he could not even take Ukraine, right? Like the argument that
well, had it not been for us, he would have taken.
But the